Meantime, Russian President Vladimir Putin accuses Ukrainian nationalist forces of hampering the evacuation of citizens from war-torn areas. Russia's leader says its forces have tried to establish humanitarian corridors and were thwarted by Ukrainian-based militants. Ukrainian officials accuse the Kremlin of bombing the areas during evacuations. Meantime, authorities say a Russian missile struck a maternity hospital in the southeastern part of Ukraine. It happened in the city of Mariupol. Philip Crowther, Associated Press International Affiliate reporter, joins us now from Ukraine. Philip, good to see you. As we just mentioned, the bombing in Mariupol today, I'm wondering what more you can tell us about that.
Well, incredibly at this point, and I'm afraid that this might change, we have no details of any deaths resulting from this attack on the maternity hospital in Mariupol. We know that there have been some casualties, injuries, inevitably, but we'll have to wait and see, of course, how this evolves. It would appear that maybe a lot of those who were in the hospital might have been already in the basement to protect themselves from a possible Russian attack. That we don't know yet at this point. But those distressing images of a destroyed maternity hospital made their way around Ukraine and around the world very, very quickly and reached Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy also very quickly. And he put out a social media post including that video, and it was a very heartfelt message from him, but also an angry one, asking countries to do more to protect Ukraine. And it has been a demand from him for a pretty long time. He wants a no-fly zone over Ukraine for those types of aerial bombardments to no longer be possible. The country of Ukraine want this, the people of Ukraine rather want this too, but this is an idea that has already been roundly rejected by NATO. Ukraine feels like it's getting a lot of help from NATO countries with weapons being delivered here, but it's not getting all the help it wants during these treacherous times.
Yeah, those images, as you mentioned, are very hard to look at from the hospital. Philip, I'm curious, though. I thought there were supposed to be various ceasefires in Ukraine today.
Yeah, there should be. They don't all last, and they're not all respected largely by the Russian forces. There have been so many attempts to have ceasefires, and those would then facilitate safe passage for people out of these besieged cities. And Mariupol, where you just saw those pictures of that bombed maternity hospital, is one of those cities where there are around 200,000 people believed to desperately need to get out, who want to get out, or who need humanitarian aid to get in. All of that is only possible with a ceasefire and a safe passage corridor essentially out of the city. And in Mariupol, that absolutely did not happen today. You saw this from the Russian bombing just today, that Russia certainly is not holding to its part of the bargain. But in other parts of this country, ceasefires and humanitarian corridors did happen. The city of Sumy in the northeast for a second day now has seen thousands of people being evacuated. Some people also made it out of the suburbs to the north and northwest of the capital city, Kiev. These are people who evacuated to the capital, which is safer right now, and from where they most likely will be moving on or have already moved on to these areas to the west of the country, which are safer right now.
And Philip, I understand you are in Lviv right now, a city that many refugees pass through. Can you talk to us more about that? And also, what's it like on the ground there currently?
Well, look, it's a really strange feeling when you walk around this city. It feels a little bit normal, maybe for a few minutes, but then the signs of a country at war are pretty much everywhere. There are soldiers in the street, and there are also members of the Territorial Defense Force. These are civilians who only recently got military training, who have decided to join the fight, essentially. What you also see here in the center of the city is the statues in the old center of town have been protected. The windows of the church have been protected as well in case of bombings. So there is a little bit of nervousness here that this city could be bombed at some point as well by Russia. Those refugees are still moving through here, and that won't abate anytime soon, because The good news, of course, with these safe passages being made available to refugees means that they will be streaming this way, and a lot of them, of course, trying to get out of a country at war and toward the neighboring countries, Poland, of course, being the one that has taken up over 1 million people fleeing Ukraine already, out of those over 2 million refugees altogether already.
Well, Philip, as always, thank you so much, and we hope that you stay safe.